No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Honey, we got to talk about this. I'm so sick and tired. Black people can't even get justice. Y'all are trying to destroy Nolan Wells' mama by bombing her job with false reviews. Now you got this black man named Brandon. He's coming out here allegedly paid by the higher ups to just spear Nolan Wells' name. And Nolan Wells is a dead black boy. How could you? Everybody that knew Nolan said he does not do sugar boogers. He don't do all that. But Brandon talking about, well, he heard from a source spreading rumors and lies. He don't have any facts, any proof that he saw Nolan doing this or Nolan was drinking heavy. Where is the proof? Do you have him on videotape doing it? No, you do not. So you guys are just spreading lies. But when we come up with actual recordings that we actually hear, you guys don't want to pay that no attention. I don't like this, y'all. I don't like this one bit. I'm going to play the recording. Then I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about this. And I want you guys to let us know how y'all feel in the comments, or feel free to hit that link and come up here and speak, okay? So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to bring this back up here. I want you guys to listen to this. This is going on social media.
But people are messaging me and telling me that there was heavy drinking and there's involved. And there's a particular
and I took out the K word, the C word. He's talking about sugar booger. You know, that white stuff, that powder. Yeah, he said that was involved. I cut it all out.
Whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using during this period of time.
Are you serious? It's over 100% chance. You see how they get the black man a lie? And I told you he ain't nothing but a puppet for him. He said it's over 100% chance. This is what a white boy told him, that Nolan was using. So since the heavy drinking wasn't working, now they're just putting Nolan as a druggie. Now, mind you, Nolan is not doing no drugs, not doing anything like that, honey. He have a bright future. Okay, a bright future. Smart kid, athletic. He's not doing no crap like that. They unalived him. This is a cover up, y'all. This is a distraction because we heard the audio of them actually telling us what happened. We heard the moments before Nolan Wells died. Oh my God, Bart, did you kill him? How could you? Is he dead? Oh my God. You see how they just ignored all that, because those are the real facts. We are living in hell in America, y'all. This is it. We cannot allow them to get away with this.
This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have it in the system.
You heard that? Honey, if Nolan got sugar boogers in his system, it's because y'all placed it in his system. Okay? Y'all place it in his system. He's saying, and remember, I cut out all the C word because you know what they're actually saying Nolan has or does is the C word. But he says if when the toxicology come back, you're going to find out that it was drugs in his system. Talking about Nolan Wells. I don't believe that. Press 10 if you believe it's a bull crap. And if it is drugs that come back in the toxicology, or he's drinking heavy, I guarantee you it's the megas. Y'all placed it there. Y'all planted it there just like y'all plant a lot of people death and a lot of people. When I tell you the higher ups got their hands involved in this, and it's just so disgusting. So, honey. Whoo, did y'all see that? Did y'all have to witness that? When I tell you, I had to get up. When I first saw this last night, y'all, I had to get up from the chair. I had to get up from my chair. I had to walk around my house before I can even press record today. When I tell you, I had to really pray first. And I don't pray just for anybody. I had to ask God to hold my tongue because what I really wanted to say would got this video flagged. It would have got it striked, deleted before you can even see it. So I had to pray and I had to ask God to watch my mouth. But Brandon Tatum, the officer Tatum, this gross ass former police officer, and I use the word officer real loose right now, like real loose, like how your mama hold her mouth when she about to cuss your ass out. This man got on the internet on a video with his whole entire chest and decided to tell the world that Nolan Wells, a dead black boy who cannot defend himself, who can't get up and say, that's a damn lie, who cannot sue, who cannot clap back, that Nolan Wells was on cocaine, that heavy drinking and cocaine played a role in his death. And he got the nerve, the on-minute gall to say that he got sources, anonymous sources, sources he can't name, a source that came to him before the police, before the FBI, before the family even got all the answers. They came to Brandon Tatum, a YouTuber, came to the man who make a living telling white conservatives that black people complain too much, that Brandon Tatum, that Brandon Tatum. And he sat there with a straight face. And I watched this video 3 times because I thought I was hallucinating for a minute. I really did. He sat there and he said, and I'm quoting this man verbatim because y'all need to hear it in his own stupid words. He said, it's 150% chance that Nolan had cocaine in his system. 150%. Honey, math don't even work like that. You dead at 100%. What is 150? Huh? That means you so sure you're willing to sound mathematical illiterate on camera. What? That means you so desperate. You are so desperate to push this narrative. You don't even care that you sound foolish. You sound so foolish. And let me break this down for the kings and queens in the back who might not have caught up yet. Brandon Tatum, y'all know exactly who his ass is. That black cop who built a whole career on telling white conservatives that racism don't exist, that police brutality is just made up, and that we just need to pull our pants up and stop complaining. That Brandon Tatum, he decided to insert himself into the Nolan Wells case, not to help, not to seek justice, not to demand answers for a family that's been screaming into the voids for weeks. No, honey. He inserted himself to smear a dead black boy's name before the autopsy report even came back, before the FBI finished their investigation, before the family autopsy is complete, before anybody got any verified, stamped, signed, sealed, delivered receipts. He got on camera and he said people are messaging him, telling him that there was heavy drinking and cocaine on the boat. And he know the name of the person who is allegedly offering the cocaine around, but he ain't gonna say it though. He gonna take it to the police first. Oh, you gonna take it to the police, Brandon? The same police that's been covering this shit up since July. The same police that had a hotline straight to the damn judge's phone, y'all. Did y'all know that? The hotline, when you go and tip off what you saw at that Horn Island, did you know it went straight to the Judge Ashley? Yes, it went straight to the Judge Ashley, y'all. I told you they all working in cahoots. That same police, that's what Brandon said he's going to give it to the police. The same police that let them boys go home. I'm talking about Warren, Wyatt, Bart, all of them. Let them go home and wash off the evidence and get their story straight for days before anyone asks them a real question. That police, oh, okay. Okay, that, you know what, that makes perfect sense. That makes about as much sense as a screen door on a submarine. But sure, go half at it. But here's what got me really ready to throw my entire phone through the wall. He said, and I wrote this down because I needed to make sure I wasn't making this up in my head. Because sometimes the world be so crazy, you be thinking you dreamed it, right? He said, someone close to Nolan, one of Nolan's friends, told him that this person who was offered cocaine and rejected it, then the same friend told him it's 150% chance Nolan was using cocaine during this period. A friend of Nolan told him that. Baby, which friend? Which friend? Which one? Was it Warren, Wyatt, Bart? Which one of them boys who was on that damn boat, who already been caught in a lie after a lie after a lie after a lie, huh? Warren, with his 911 call, where you can hear, is he dead? Oh my God. You can hear it in the background. Bart, who said he was in Wyoming, but his voice all over that damn audio. Wyatt with the leg hanging off the boat, right? Which one of them ran to Brandon Tatum with the cocaine story? I want to know which one y'all think it is. Put it in the comment section. Which friend do you think ran to Brandon Tatum with the cocaine story? Because let's be very, very, very clear about something. The same Brandon Tatum who did an exclusive interview with Warren, the same Warren who made the 911 or the boat call, the same Warren has been changing his story more than I changed my mind about what I want to eat for dinner. That Warren. And Tatum sat there and asked him softball questions, led the whole interview, edited how he wanted it, cut out the parts that didn't fit the story he was trying to tell. And now he's coming out with the cocaine allegations based on what? Based on he say, she say from the same circle of boys who got every single reason under Mississippi's sun to push a narrative that make Nolan did this to himself. That Nolan was reckless. That Nolan was high. That Nolan was responsible for his own death. Huh? We've been here before, y'all. Press 2 if we've been here before. You don't think that's convenient? You don't think that's a little too neat? You don't think that's a little too tidy? A little too, well, actually, for a case where a boy ended up with his throat cut out and the back of his head mashed in? And my kings and queens, I be seeing y'all. I be seeing y'all on these streets, on these YouTube streets, honey. Y'all be clocking it. Okay. One of them said in the comments, tell me, let me tell you something. The people see through this shit. Huh? The kings and queens. Come on now, y'all see through it. Y'all truth tellers see through it. Y'all, honey, y'all are the ones who's been through bullshit, so you can smell bullshit from a mile away. Let me read some of this back to you because the comment section is doing more investigating work than half of these YouTubers out here in the cops. One of my queens said, so-called former police officer is spreading rumors and muddying the investigation. That's shameful. And if there was a legitimate information to share, it should have been directly taken to the investigators, not aired on social media. Exactly. You are a former cop, Brandon. You know protocol. You know chain of custody. You know you don't run to the YouTube with evidence before you run to the detective. Unless, and say it with me, kings and queens, unless you ain't got no damn evidence at all, unless this is just hearsay, unless this is a narrative that is planted, honey, press 5 if you believe this story is planted, huh? Right? Another king said, oh, okay. So let's say he was drugged, drugs was involved. The questions are still remaining as to why he was found in the water. Why did they have his phone? Why is the wound in the back of his head? Thank you. Even if, and I'm saying if, a big if, the biggest if in Mississippi, even if Nolan had a drink, even if he touched something, how does that explain the back of his head? How does that explain his throat? How does that explain them keeping his stomach and organs from the private autopsy? You think we forget? We didn't forget. And I gotta say, you know what this remind me of? George Floyd all over again. They always paint black men as drug heads, crackheads, cokeheads. And the black men, anytime black men die, is always from an association by drugs and alcohol. And I believe they planted this story because they don't want people to feel sorry for Nolan. Because people in America, they judge. They judge harshly. They see a black man, he's on drugs, and automatically they are disgusted. They see him as useless. No more do they care for that black man because he's associated with being a drug head. So they are doing this on purpose. But one of my queens said, that's why they kept his stomach and kept his throat. Honey, don't think so. Exactly, baby. They kept the parts that would tell the real story, the parts that would show what really, really happened. And now, here come Brandon Tatum, y'all, right on cue, trying to plant a seed in y'all head before the truth actually comes out. Like clockwork. Like he got a script. Like somebody handed him a memo and said, go discredit the victim before the autopsy drops. And then they said it. They said what we all was thinking, but some of y'all too polite to say it. Uncle Tom at his finest. Everything that comes with this to discredit Nolan. Listen, I don't use those terms lightly. I really don't. But when a black man get on a platform this big with a following that large and use that power, that microphone, that camera, that algorithm to assassinate the character of a dead black boy before the facts come out, before the toxicology, before the FBI report, based on an anonymous source from the same friend group that's under investigation, that's not journalism. That's not an analysis. That's not just asking a question. That's a hit piece. That's a narrative control. That is paid for propaganda, whether the check came in cash or clicks. And one of my kings said it. How does this make sense that they came to you before the police? It just don't. It don't make sense unless they came to you because they know you're going to push their story without asking the hard questions. They know you're going to run defense. They know your audience is the exact demographic that wants to believe black kids on boats deserve what they get. And another queen said, they must have put it in there while he was dead. Oh, oh, that hit me in my chest because that's what we were all thinking, ain't it? You mean to tell me they had that boy's bodies for days, organs missing, evidence contaminated, stories changing, and now, right now, this week, this moment, we are hearing about a cocaine from a YouTuber who interviewed the suspect's friend? You don't think that could have? Nah, I'm not going to say it. Honey, y'all smart. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what planning evidence look like. Y'all know what getting ahead of a story looks like. You don't need me to spell it out for you, okay? You don't. And here's the part that should make every single one of you sick to your stomach. Brandon Tatum said he know the person who was offering the cocaine. He know the name. He looked in that camera and said, I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. He going to protect the alleged drug dealer. He going to shield the person who has supposedly had the drugs, but he got no problem. None, zero, nada. Put Nolan's name through the damn mud. Read that again. I want y'all to hear it slow. He will not reveal the name of the person who allegedly saw Nolan using cocaine, but he will smear Nolan's name all over the internet. Honey, that right there will tell you everything you need to know about this man's character. That tell you this is not about truth. This is not about justice. This ain't about waiting for the facts. This is about control. This is all about control. This is about getting ahead of the story before the real autopsy comes back, before the FBI finish their work, before the family lawyers get to the bottom of what really happened to Nolan Wells on that boat. And I need y'all to understand something deep. This is the playbook. This is chapter 1, page 1, verse 1 of the How to Get Away with Killing a Black Boy handbook. When they can't deny the murder no more, when the 911 call came out and the enhanced audio proved Bart was there, when the missing organs prove a cover up, when the lies start stacking up like wood, when they can't hide all that no more, they pivot. They always pivot. Wow, he was no angel anyway. He was drinking. He was on drugs. He probably did it to himself. He probably failed. He probably got reckless. And Brandon Tatum is the mouthpiece they chose to deliver that message. A black face for an anti-black agenda. A black face for an anti-black agenda. And he's getting something for it. He's getting views, he's getting clicks, he's getting pat on the back of his head from the same people who want this case to disappear like Nolan disappeared in that water. But I got news for you, Officer Tatum. We ain't going nowhere. The kings and queens of my comments, the ones who see through this, the ones who's been calling out the bull crap since day one, we ain't going nowhere. Honey, we're going to keep asking Why are you protecting the alleged drug dealer and attacking a dead victim? We're going to keep asking, where is the unedited video of your interview with Warren is? And we're going to keep asking why the toxicology report ain't out, but your mouth been running for days. We're going to keep asking why them organs was removed before the family autopsy. We are going to keep asking why Bart's voice on that 911 call, if he was in Wyoming. And we're going to keep asking why Warren didn't call emergency services while Nolan was dying. And every single time you open your mouth to smear Nolan Wells, we're going to be right here with the receipts, with screenshots, with timestamps, and with enhanced audio. Because Nolan ain't here to defend himself, but we are. And we don't forget, we don't forgive, and we damn sure don't let sellouts rewrite the story of how a black boy died. Honey, stay messy, stay dangerous, and never let them tell you who to believe. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?